Caffeine. When we hear the word, we start thinking, what is it? Is caffeine good or bad? Does it cause cancer or not? And how much we should consume it? Let's find out what is it actually and what does it do. Hi, my name is Priyanka Thakur and you are watching MedTALKS India. Let's get to the topic directly. Your bed tea, evening coffee, everyone's favorite chocolates. These all contain world's most psychoactive drug, caffeine. Caffeine was isolated from coffee in 1890. What is it? Why is it so important? Well, caffeine is a natural stimulant which affects the central nervous system and where it can increase the alertness and provide needed uplift whenever we feel tired. When we are awake, a chemical called adenosine slowly started gathering up in our brain and binds to the brain receptors, which slow down the brain's activity and we feel tired. It promotes sleep. Adenosine level increases every hour in our brain and when we are awake. When we consume caffeine, it blocks adenosine, binding to the receptors and promotes wakefulness. Although caffeine can give us more energy, but it doesn't compensate for the lost rest. The impacts of caffeine varies from person to person depending upon different factors like resistance, hereditary qualities, and different physiological functions. On an average, caffeine keeps going about 5 to 6 hours in the body before wearing off. Now let's talk about some amazing benefits of caffeine. A caffeine acts as on the central nervous system. It doesn't just boost alertness, but it can also improve our mood. This is due to the same adenosine blocking effect that makes you feel awake, make you feel alert. So by blocking adenosine relaxing effects, caffeine lets dopamine and glutamine, another natural stimulant produced by our brain, run wild, making us more alert, less bored, and providing a good mood. This one is next for the young generation who believes in the bodybuilding or who goes daily to the gym. The body first burns its main source of energy, that is glycogen, and then it burns fat. But caffeine disrupts this process and telling the body to burn fat faster and preserve glycogen for later, and making caffeine the most common performance enhancing drug used in the sports. On average, it is recommended to take about 300 to 400 milligrams of caffeine per individual every day. The individual who have sensitivity to caffeine, so they may require less. But as said, something good always comes up something bad. The more we drink coffee, the more we need it because our body builds up a tolerance against it. More with caffeine, our body produces more adenosine, so we need more caffeine to block those receptors. Too much caffeine in daily consumption can make one feel more anxious. That anxiety comes from the adrenaline our body releases when caffeine excites our brain cells. If we consume caffeine on a regular basis, one can develop a caffeine addiction. And quitting to it or trying to quitting it can cause symptoms like headaches and the fatigue. More caffeine can make one insulin resistance and the fat storage in the body cell may increase. This can ultimately lead to obesity and diabetes. Caffeine can increase our heart rate and blood pressure, so not advisable for people suffering from hypertension or heart diseases. So now, as we all know about caffeine, we must think before we sip one extra cup of coffee or tea. Thank you. That's all about the caffeine. Stay tuned to our MedTalks channel for more interesting facts. Thank you. Have a good day.